Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Maureen, and today I'm going to be sharing with you how to make New Look 6736, which is this gorgeous pattern right here. We're going to be making view A today. Now, if you are familiar, I actually made a version of this for my honeymoon, and by popular demand, viewer's choice, you all asked for it, we are going to do this sew along. So grab your fabric, grab your sewing tools, and let's get started. We're going to be making view A, which is the longer version right here. On the back of the envelope, it does have measurements, and the finished garment measurements are at the bottom. The fabric recommendations are also on the bottom as well. You can use linen blends, batik, silk blends. Today we're going to use rayon challis. You're going to need pattern piece number 1. This is the front. You're going to cut 2. You're going to need pattern piece number 2. This is the back. Cut 1 on the fold. The fold is right here. And then you're going to need pattern piece number 5, which is the bra front. Cut 1 on the fold. Number 6, cut 2. Those are your ties. And then you're going to need pattern piece number 3, but we're not going to cut any fabric of this. That is your upper elastic piece. And pattern piece number 4 is your lower elastic guide. Again, just elastic. Right now we're going to work on pattern piece number 6. Go ahead and take your ties, and we are going to stitch along the short end right here. Take this to your machine and sew it 5/8. Then go ahead and press this open. Then fold it right sides together on the long side. We are going to pin and sew from end to end. In the middle, make sure to leave a 2-inch opening. That way we can funnel it through when we are done sewing. Take this to your sewing machine and sew it at 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. Trim the edges and turn it right side out. Then you want to go ahead and give this a good press and close the opening. You can do a slip stitch or just a very narrow top stitch as well. Next, we are going to work on our front pieces. Near the side, there is a dot that we would have marked earlier. Reinforce this area by sewing through the dot just like this. We are not going to cut this area at the moment. We will later down the road. Now go ahead and finish this edge right here, and then go ahead and stay stitch that curved edge of your front piece, and I would also go ahead and finish that edge as well, and it should look just like this when you are finished. Now turn your fabric to the wrong side. Fold this piece onto itself, making sure the top and bottom ridges match up. And you are going to want to baste the top where those ridges are and give this a good press. I do not recommend fiddling with this area much more after you do this step because you don't want it to stretch out before you get a chance to try it on and wear it. Next, we are going to finish the hem on the center front. Using the stay stitch as a marker to fold up the edge, press it gently. And then fold it again and press it again. And you'll want to leave about 2 to 3 inches creased at the very bottom of the curve, but we won't stitch that part down. And you'll want to do this for both sides and edge stitch this at your machine. Again, I'm leaving about 2 to 3 inches at the bottom unstitched, and we're going to save this for later. Now we are going to work on the top ridges. Stay stitch your ridges at 3/8 on each side. Use your best discretion when you're making the pleats. I want both sides to be identical, so I made 3 pleats for each side. Now we are going to work on the bra. This is pattern piece number 5. On the top and bottom edges, press under 1/4, then fold and press again at 5/8. And then take this to your machine and give it a top stitch. Let's move on to our elastic pieces. So the curved edge of the bra is the bottom. Let's focus on the top for now. We're going to take pattern piece number 3, and this is the upper elastic piece. We're going to cut 2 and save 1 for later. So go ahead and use your scissor and cut it to the size that you think is best appropriate. And then using a safety pin, funnel it through the top. And then once you are done funneling, pin the fabric and the elastic together and baste it so that it doesn't move. Now we're going to take pattern piece number 4, which is the lower elastic piece, and cut it the same exact way we did for the upper. We're going to need 3 of these, so you're going to set 2 aside and use 1 for the bottom of the bra. Again, you want to baste the sides of the edges and set this to the side once we are finished. Moving on to the back piece, this should have been cut on the fold. I cut a notch on the fold line, and so go ahead and open your fabric and fold it down onto itself at that notch. Pin it on the side so that it will stay in place, and press it at the ironing board for a crisp edge. Once you are done pressing it, go ahead and open it back up, and we are going to fold the edge at 1/4 inch and press this down. This is going to be your hem. So go ahead and take some pins and pin this edge and top stitch this at your machine. Next, for the tunnels, I marked dots where the stitch lines start on each side of the back pattern piece. Once we take this to the machine, I find it easier to use a magnetic seam gauge or the gauge on your sewing machine for this. Now that the tunnels are finished, we are going to slip the elastic through just like we did on the bra part. Use the upper elastic piece for the top row only, and then for the last 2 rows you will use the lower elastic pieces. Make sure to baste the sides of your elastic pieces, that way there is no movement and they don't slip out of the tunnels. Once the back is finished, putting wrong sides together to attach the bra to the back piece, and we are going to stitch it 5/8 on each side. Next, we're going to attach our 2 front pieces. So we are going to take the front piece, and we're going to do this for both sides. And right where we reinforced that dot, now we are going to clip to the dot, not through it, but just to the dot, just like that. Take your back piece and lay it on top of the front piece. And like a sandwich, we're going to bring that wedge around to the front of the bra. And we are going to pin all 3 layers together. And at this point, you are going to want to pin all the way down your bodice sides to the unfinished hems. Take this to your sewing machine and stitch at 5/8 on each side. Finish the edges at your serger or with a zigzag stitch, and you're going to want to finish those all the way down to even the bottom back hem. So now that the edges are finished, bring the front piece around just like this on both sides. Everything is super clean and closed up, and we can even check out the back here, and you'll see that the bra is wedged between the middle there. Now you are going to layer the front 2 pieces. The pattern calls for right over left, but I'm going to do it another way since I like that dark streak there. So baste it at the top, and once you are done basting, turn the halter around and press the raw edges under, making sure that the loop is 1 inch wide, and then stitch it down. Then the ties that we worked on earlier, we're going to take those and funnel those through the loop that we just made. And then the last thing that you're going to do is finish the bottom hem. You're going to turn the hem under twice like we did on the center front pieces, edge stitch the hem, and you are all done. Thank you so much for watching this sew along. I cannot wait to see your gorgeous makes. Make sure you tag me if you use the sew along to make this garment right here. Don't forget you can follow me at Raven Maureen right here on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and on Threads. See y'all next time. Bye.